During this year's campaign, President-elect Trump repeatedly questioned the cost of U.S. support for Ukraine, as, of course, that country continues to defend itself from a Russian invasion.
But in his first call with Vladimir Putin after the election, Trump reportedly advised the Russian president not to escalate the Ukrainian war. He reminded Putin of the sizable American military presence in Europe, according to a report in the Washington Post. But Trump and Putin also apparently discussed the possibility that an end to the war could include Russia keeping Ukrainian territory it has captured since the invasion nearly 3 years ago.
International correspondent Megumi Lim joining us now from Kyiv. Megumi, how is the Kremlin reacting to these reports of a phone call between those two?
Well, the Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov has denied that this phone call even took place, even though, as you said, the Washington Post, citing unnamed sources, reported that this phone call took place between Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, the Kremlin spokesperson today said that called these reports pure fiction. He said, quote, "It is completely untrue. It is pure fiction. It is simply false information." And Peskov also added that Putin, in fact, had no specific plans to speak to Trump. Now, as you mentioned, according to this report, Trump did advise Putin to not escalate the war in Ukraine, and he also emphasized Washington's significant military presence in Europe. But at the same time, reportedly also expressed the interest in continuing this conversation with Putin and to continue discussing on how to resolve the war in Ukraine. Now, of course, this is very concerning for Ukraine because at this point we do not know where Trump stands. You know, in the past, he has voiced admiration for Putin. And so when it comes to discussions on how to resolve the war, Ukrainians are concerned, Ukrainian officials are concerned whether Trump will lean towards Putin's demands. Will he take an interest in Putin's demands? So very concerning sort of development there for Ukraine.
And despite Putin's reported conversation with Trump, Russia is preparing to launch a counteroffensive to retake territory seized by a Ukrainian cross-border assault. What more can you tell us on that?
That's right. According to Ukrainian officials and also U.S. officials, the Russian military has assembled a force of 50,000 soldiers in Russia's Kursk region. Now, this reportedly includes North Korean soldiers. At this point, we do not know how many of the 50,000 are from North Korea, but we are seeing that they are aiming to launch this major counteroffensive to try to take back territory from Ukrainian forces. And just to give you some background on Russia's Kursk region, Ukrainian troops did seize several hundred square miles of territory there in August of this year in their surprise incursion. Ukraine was hoping that this capturing of Russian territory would pull Russian resources and also manpower away from the front lines in Ukraine's east. But based on a new U.S. assessment, Russia was able to, in fact, mass this force of 50,000 without having to pull any of its soldiers from Ukraine's eastern front lines. So what now? What is going to happen on the front lines there? Well, first of all, Russian forces have been able to claw back some territory in Russia's Kursk region, even without the help of North Korean troops. And now with this major counteroffensive that we're expecting, we do not know if Ukrainian troops will have the means to hold on to this chunk of territory that they have captured, which Ukraine was hoping could be useful as leverage if potential talks did happen between Ukraine and Russia in the future. So again, really concerning developments there today.
Many question marks left in the days and months ahead. International correspondent Megumi Lim, thank you.